Let's go straight to our discussion tonight on India Matters, on India's Mission Kabul. It's being seen as a big success for India-Afghan relations and a setback as far as Pakistan is concerned. Joining me live now is Suhail Shaheen, is a spokesperson of the Taliban and ambassador of Afghanistan to Qatar. He joins us live from Kabul tonight. Mr. Shaheen, welcome. Ambassador Amar Sinha is former ambassador of India to Kabul, and Anjana Shankar is my friend and journalist. She happens to be in Kabul tonight. Welcome to all of you. Thank you for your time. Suhail Shaheen, coming to you first. Your thoughts on India and Afghanistan, forgetting what happened in 2021, moving forward, shaking hands, new friendship, resetting ties. Your first words, sir.
The people of Afghanistan and the people of India, they have a historical relation, traditional relation. These relations have been friendly and positive throughout the ages. And I think our foreign minister, Mr. Mutaqi's visit will mark a new phase of relation between the two countries. There are a lot of opportunities and areas which can be explored for cooperation between the two countries and for investment.
Suhail Shaheen, what does this mean for Pakistan? You know, Pakistan, right at this time when your foreign minister is in Delhi, Pakistan has conducted airstrikes in Kabul. What does the India-Afghan friendship mean for Pakistan, in your view?
First of all, we are an independent country. It is our right to have a relation, good relation, and to have trade ties and other ties with any country, including India. It is a regional country. It is important for trade. And as you know, Afghanistan is a hub connecting Central Asia to South Asia. And but Pakistan also has a relation with other countries. We have not opposed, and I hope they will not oppose. Otherwise, if someone opposes or not, this is our right to have a relation with India in other country.
Suhail Shaheen, final question. Pakistan accuses your government in Kabul of sheltering terrorists and terror groups which are harming Pakistan, attacking the Pakistan military. Your government, the Taliban, have said that Pakistan is the one that is, nursing and hosting terror on their soil. How do you respond to them? Because this is a common concern for India as well.
Yes. First of all, we are committed not to allow our soil to be used by anyone against any country. And we have said time and again, if Pakistan has any solid proof, they can bring it through diplomatic channel instead of going to media and labeling accusation. That is not a solution. We have control over Afghanistan. There is, we don't see any entity, individual, which is using the soil of Afghanistan against Pakistan in other country. For in order to answer to Pakistan's suggestion, we started building military outposts on the borders near to Pakistan, but they were opposing not to build that military outposts. And that military outposts were built there in order to prevent anyone entering Afghanistan or entering Pakistan. But they are opposing that. We don't know why. Also, they propose that the refugees from Waziristan, which are staying in coast area near to Pakistan, to take them to resettle them in other provinces far away from that province. We did that, but still their acquisition and claims are continuing, so that we don't know if they have other objectives. If it is any about terror attacks from Afghanistan, we are ready to discuss it through diplomatic channels. But it is used for only for acquisition, only for to put pressure on Afghanistan. Only that the development which are taking place, economic progress taking place in Afghanistan, that is to block them, to prevent them. So that is something else. They should not do that. Instead of that, they should engage in trade and good relation, which is beneficial for their people and our people, and also for them and us.
Final question, Sohail Shaheen. After Pakistan's airstrikes near Kabul, after the ambush attacks across the border inside Pakistan, in which many Pakistan military personnel have been killed in Quetta, in North Waziristan, etc., could this become a bigger conflict? Could there be an Afghan-Pakistan conflict, sir?
I think, first of all, there's no question there is a security issue inside Pakistan. But that is internal issue. There is the grievances of the people are there, and they have to tackle their internal issues and internal security. As long as we are concerned, we want stability, not only in Pakistan, but in the whole region, because it is good for trade in the region. And as we are building Afghanistan from scratch, it is good for us to have a stable region and to have a trade relation with all the countries in order to make prosperity and create employment in Afghanistan. But instead of that, accusing only Afghanistan, I think that is not a solution. Instead of that, I think, and it is my suggestion to them, that they focus internally on the grievances of the people and on their internal security, rather than pointing fingers to Afghanistan.
Okay, Sohail Shaheen, thank you very much for being with me and taking my questions tonight on India Matters. It's a new start as far as India-Afghanistan relations are concerned, and you're right. India and Afghanistan go back a very long way, so it's going to be interesting to see what path lies ahead for the two countries. Thank you for your time. Anjana Shankar and Ambassador Amar Sinha are with me as well tonight on India Matters. Anjana, what an incredible time to be in Kabul. You always find yourself in the middle of the action, and today as well, at a time when there have been airstrikes, not very far from where you are, on TTP targets, I hear. India and Afghanistan shaking hands here in Delhi, where I am. As an Indian journalist in Kabul tonight, it's very interesting to see, because 4 years ago, you were there as well, and you saw what happened in Kabul, the fall of the city, the Taliban taking over, India practically being chased out. Things have turned 180 degrees. How are you seeing today, Anjana?
Thank you, Shiv, and good evening from Kabul. As you said, what a great time to be in Kabul, as a journalist especially. Shiv, I should first start by telling you, as soon as the news came out about the announcement from Delhi about India opening a new embassy, reopening its embassy after our withdrawal in 2021, I had a few people around me, and the first reaction I got, I think, tells the story. They told me that, oh my God, we cannot wait to apply for a visa to India. We want to go to India to study. We want to go to India for medical treatments. These visas and scholarships have been happening. India has been quietly doing it with or without an Indian embassy.
Okay, we've lost that link with Anjana. I think there's a bit of an internet problem with her. We'll try and get back to her. But in the meanwhile, let me bring in Ambassador Amar Sinha on this. Ambassador Sinha, many complicated questions. Nothing is ever black and white in diplomacy. There are inherent risks, there are contradictions, there is self-interest. There are, India and Afghanistan find themselves in a place where they have some common interests at this time, vis-a-vis Afghanistan, Pakistan, etc. How are you reading this new reset and this handshake in Delhi, sir?
Well, first, I think it's a big step towards normalization of relations. And of course, one saw the sign, soon after 2021 August withdrawal of India, despite our having said repeatedly over 20 years that India has no exit policy. I think we are walking the talk today. Because if you remember, we had reopened the technical mission, what we called it, in June 2022.
Yeah.
So it was a break of 6 or 7 months. Since then, one has progressively seen greater engagement at the level of officials. This year, of course, both foreign secretaries and 2 telephonic conversations between EM and the foreign minister. And now this visit, which was to happen earlier, but it happened today. So I think it is a good step in terms of our main objectives, which is first, the centrality of the people and the welfare of Afghanistan, stable and secure Afghanistan. And for that, this Taliban regime needs whatever little support. Of course, there are problems within the regime, the way some of its policies are. But
yes.
I think the view here is that it is better to engage and influence rather than ostracize and castigate. And I think that is what is driving us. And it's good that diplomacy is taking center stage because I did see that suddenly this entire policy had become very security oriented or securitized, as they say. So it's a good change. And of course, I'm sure people in Afghanistan, as she was saying, would be euphoric at this because they have always seen India historically as their immediate neighbor. Remember, before the partition took place, it was actually our neighbor, and India was its market, its place for sustenance, its place for education, healthcare, for everything. So there was a huge level of dependence. So I'm sure people would be very, very happy. And it's a good first step. It's not yet diplomatic recognition, but it is a normalization, and at least there will be an ambassador, not an ambassador, but a diplomatic mission, which will give us greater access, greater perhaps influence, outreach, because right now we had a very small technical mission.
Yeah. Anjana, we lost you for a moment there. I'm sorry. Continue your point. You were talking about the immediate sort of euphoria among the local population.
Yeah, sorry, the internet is a little patchy in Afghanistan. I'll try to make my point quickly. So, I have been traveling around Afghanistan since last 2 weeks. And the impression that I got here was India has a very strong strategic and humanitarian footprint in Afghanistan. And it is always a people first footprint that we have. People of Afghanistan look at India as a humane partner, and the Afghanistan government, no matter who is in power, has always looked upon India as a trusted partner. I think that is the legacy we have built. So I really hope that with this new partnership that we see and upgrading of our diplomatic relationship, that India will fill the vacuum that we left behind. And I think this is also, as my colleague pointed out, India had left a vacuum after our pullout in 2021, which was filled by Pakistan and China. And at this point, I hope when India will come back, will have a seat on Afghanistan's future. India will not just look at this engagement and this influence as a matter of security, which is definitely important because it is regional security, and any kind of instability will spill over. We also have, as I said, a huge legacy of humanitarian projects. The Salma Dam, the scholarships that we offer to students, the medical visas that we offer to Afghans who want to go to India for healthcare treatment. But at the same time, I hope at this point, India can engage and use its influence with Afghanistan when it comes to filling the moral vacuum which is there. Because two things Afghanistan needs desperately now is one, diplomatic recognition that India has given. Another thing is economic relations, because this is a country which is on a humanitarian freefall. And as the Taliban spokesperson, Suhail Shaheen, said, they are trying to build the country from scratch. So they need friends like India. and we are on the table. We are saying, yes, we are ready, but we will engage on our own terms. And I really hope that our own terms will be that we will look at the moral vacuum, and we will use India's clout in the UN, in G20, in the BRICS to push for Afghan future, Afghan's women's future, because one curb for Afghanistan that they face global, the lack of recognition is because of their human rights.
I'm very glad you mentioned that, and that's the reason why it was one of my big questions as well. I have just 15 seconds left, Anjana, so I quickly want you to update us on the situation on the border. You're a war reporter. Does it look like things could escalate between the two countries on the AFPAC border?
Okay. Shiv, at the moment, after the airstrikes last night, I have been out and about, but it looks normal. Generally, when talking to people, there is no fear of escalation. And the reason being, there is a trust in the Taliban governance here among the general public that security is in safe hands. So at the moment, the understanding is that there may not be an escalation, but we don't know whether there will be a retaliatory move from the Taliban side at the moment. Yes.
You stay safe. I'm sure you're trying to get to places where the action is. That's what all war reporters do. We will be in touch with you, Ambassador Sinha, Anjana Shankar. Always a pleasure. Thanks for getting us live on this very, very shape-shifting story. India and Afghanistan are resetting their ties, and it's a new vista as far as the country's friendship is concerned.